Hey Fabrication Nation, it's Eric. Hey, I'm back again with another video. Today we're gonna fabricate up some lower electric fan mounts. The factory ones broke off because they're plastic. So since we're using this car in a racing application, you want something that's gonna take a beating and withstand, the rigors that happen in racing. And we're also gonna try and make it as functional as possible. So first we got to do is take some measurements. So we're going to dive underneath the car here. Hang with me until I get this set up, if you don't mind. So you can see here, this is what I'm talking about. That's no good. We got to get that so it's good. So we're going to make some L brackets. So take some measurements. We're going to come where the spot weld is there on the factory cross member. So I don't know if you can, hard to see. We need 3 inches there and about 3 inches for it to come down there to meet up. We have a little bit of a margin of where we can play with it a little bit, have some adjustability. So what we're gonna do, go cut 4 pieces at 3 inches using some steel, and we're gonna weld them up, and we're gonna mock fit them today. I'm not gonna weld them on the car since the car's in the trailer. I'm worried about fire. Another thing, since I have race fuel in here and oils and coolants and stuff, so I'm gonna fabricate them up. We're gonna mock fit them. And then when I get the car out of the trailer, then I'll do final welding onto the actual radiator cross member. But for today, we're gonna weld up the brackets and we're gonna mock fit them. Okay, so next step, we're gonna head to the shop and we're gonna weld it up. All right, so see you in a little bit. Okay, so we're back here. So as you can see, we got our piece here at 3 inches. We have 2 for the other bracket. We have 1 here in the vise, hooked up to the welder with the ground, ready to go. Now, the only problem is I couldn't find my square. So, maybe a little unconventional. I'm going to use a floater trowel. I'm just going to set that on like that to get my angle on there, okay? And then we'll see how that all works out. So, what I'm going to do, since I can't hold the camera and weld at the same time, I'm going to take this piece here and we're going to put it on a 90-degree angle. I'm going to tack it on here and then we'll see how that is and then we'll go from there. Alright, so I'll see you in a couple minutes. Alright guys, I just tack welded the first of the brackets that I'm going to use. So I'm going to show you here what I got. You see here the bracket with that. So we got it just lightly tacked on there. Now I got it a little off because it moved, but I was able to move it, and using my makeshift square, it looks like we're pretty close at 90 degrees on that, so that's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish welding this one, and then I'm going to weld up the other one. We're going to clean them up with the grinder, and then once we clean them up with the grinder, then I'm going to just primer them for now, and then we're going to take them out to the trailer and just kind of mock fit them up to the fan and see how everything matches up, if we measure correctly, if we need to make any modifications to the actual brackets, so that way they're ready for when I do final welding onto the actual radiator support. So I'll check back with you in a couple minutes once I get these welded up. Alright? Alright guys, all in the name of time restraints, I didn't do the other one yet. I'm just going to show you the one I finished up. Pretty much the other one is going to be the same exact steps I'm going to take for this one. So I'm going to show you here. I got done welding it. As you can see, I ground everything down on it. Tried to make it as nice as possible here. The only thing was the inside. I couldn't get there, so the inside's a little bit... let me get a glove on here so I don't burn myself. But that's going to be where the radiator is, or the fan I should say. so nobody's going to see that, but I am going to paint it anyway, and just maybe smooth off a couple of the other edges. But that's pretty much what we're going to have. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go out to I'm just going to mock fit the one, and we're going to check it on the other side, and if that's the case, we can do the other one the same exact way. So we'll meet you in the trailer, and we'll see you in a couple minutes. Alright guys, the moment of truth. Let's see here. Okay, a little bit, it'll work to a point. It's not bad, it's holding there. We can mount it there and there. It definitely will help it limit the travel that's there. I'm just going to double check exact placement, because with the coolant hose right there, I don't want it to rub any other way. But we could always just, you know, cut it or bend it back. We could probably bend it to a smaller degree, maybe around like 70, 80 degrees, bend it in more. So I just use 90 as a general rule of thumb, but that'll work. That's going to keep it from flopping back any further. We're meeting up right here with where the factory spot weld is, so that's going to work out as far as with that, and then that's going to limit the travel of that. So all in all, oh sorry, considering we kind of made rough measurements on it and just fabricating with not going off any diagrams, just kind of free fabricating, I guess, if you want to call it, for lack of a better term. Made a bracket, looks like it's going to work. I'm going to go fabricate the other one. I know I said in the beginning of the video that I was going to primer this, but I wasn't thinking ahead, and I dipped it in water to cool it off. So now I got to wait till it dries off so I can primer it. So I'm going to go fabricate the other one, and then I'm pretty much going to call it a day. So if you're looking to fabricate some brackets or whatever, use some of those tips. Again, use a square, don't use a trowel. The trowel works, but a square is more acceptable. And if I could have found mine, that's what I would have used to do the 90-degree angle. Do yourself a favor, when you tack weld, double check you're on the angle you want to be on. And if not, if you only have 2 tack welds, if it's still warm, you can hit it with a hammer and it'll bend to the degree that you want. If you just go ahead and weld it, you're stuck. So you can always, if you just tack weld it on the edges, you can move it to, you can still move it, and then do your final welding when it's set to the angle that you want, and you're going to get a better, it's going to be more accurate. So I hope this helps. I hope it's informational. And if you're stuck in any projects or whatever, maybe this can help you out. So that's it for today. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate if you did. You can also check me out on Instagram at EricSnyder26. If you have any other welding ideas or tips to even help me out, you can email me at ericsnyder802@gmail.com. Hit me up there. And everybody take care of each other, watch out for each other, and take care now. Bye for now.